What's up, guys? Welcome. Today we're taking a look at this 2021 Subaru WRX Base model. This is the last year for this generation, which started in 2015. So this platform's been around for a little while. The new one is coming out next year, and it's a bit of an unknown, but if you're thinking about getting one, you might be able to get a good deal on this one. This one is more of a known quantity, and the aftermarket is endless for it, seemingly. Whereas the new one, you might have to wait a bit if you're looking for an aftermarket. But either way, this is the base model here. Comes in 3 flavors. You got the base, the premium, and the limited. Now, because it is the base, you do get 17-inch wheels instead of the 18, which you get up when you upgrade to the premium. Now you're also on summer tires here, these summer performance tires, which is kind of a nice thing here because everything's coming on all seasons nowadays. Up front we have the standard lights and no fog lights here. If you get the limited, you can get the responsive LED headlights, which is nice, and the LED fog lights. Let's go take a look under the hood. Got the hydraulic lift there on the hood, which is nice, not having to worry about putting a stick in there and dropping it on your hand. You got the 2-liter boxer engine here, 258 pound-feet of torque, peak around 2,000 RPM, and you're at 268 horsepower on this one, peak around 5,600 RPM. People think Subaru, they start complaining about head gaskets. That is an issue that was fixed a while ago. This one, I know some people are a little bit weary about the boxer engines though, but they still do have that boxer engine in there. And the nice big hood scoop if you're into that. Got the standard key. You have to go up to the premium to get the keyless and push button start. Quite a bit of space in there, not too bad. Hopping into the back seat here, I've got lots of room, headroom as well. We're looking at cloth seats. You do have to upgrade to the premium if you want the leather seats. These are fine. I had the cloth seats in my Forester. They feel pretty similar. They're okay for a little while. After a little while they start to get a little bit uncomfortable, but for short trips they're totally fine. For your daily commute they should be fine. I would probably get the leather ones if I were to go on road trips and sit in the car a lot. You got your cup holders here as well. Top tether, or the baby seats if you're hauling kids around. Little vents up there. You are looking at manual seats here. 3 pedals, of course. You do get the aluminum pedal covers standard, but in order to get the power adjustable seats with the power lumbar support, you have to get the limited trim. Start this up because it is rather warm in here. Standard key, as I mentioned. Shifter here with the manual handbrake. Manual handbrake is always nice. This interesting feature here, this actually pops up and back so you can adjust where your elbow is sitting. You got your USB and your aux in there. You've got auto air, which is nice. Interesting fake carbon fiber. Plastic is not too bad, not too hard. A little fake leather here, hard plastic down low. Got your display here, all your controls on your steering wheel. Automatic. You got the light or the window controls there, and your mirrors. You got this dimming switch, which I always like. Adjust how light or dark different screens are inside. This is the 6.5 inch multimedia system. You do have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is nice. Can't really see it with the sticker, but you got Apple CarPlay there, Android Auto here. Everything seems pretty responsive. Here, touchscreen. Now, if you upgrade to the premium, you get the 7-inch Multimedia Plus system with voice control. If you get the limited, you have the option of a nav system as well. $2,100 extra for the nav system, but that also gives you harming cardin and the blind spot and rear cross traffic alert. Got your information here. This 5.9-inch screen here. Which you probably can't see very well. There we go. Got this 5.9-inch screen here with boost gauge. You can custom set what's showing here. The clock. Here you've got 3 icons. You've got your fuel, miles till fill up, MPG, and average MPG. And you've got the pitch of the car, which is kind of an interesting thing. Acceleration, more MPG information. Probably leave it here, but what this does is it allows you to change those screens where you have the 3 icons across. You can change those using this screen. You've got your nice big tach here, and your odometer over there, speedometer over there, and you've got these paddles here if you want to loop through some of your information. Fuel level low, that's nice. Change your source, your phone, Bluetooth stuff. Get your cruise control. Traction control is down here. Now this shifter, one thing with Subaru that's a little bit annoying is it's a little tough to tell when you're in first. So it kind of seems like it's in first. I actually just stalled this a minute ago because I thought I was in neutral. I went and shook it around. Okay, I'm in neutral. It looks like it's in neutral, and I stalled it. But actually, the track, other than that, is pretty nice and smooth. I've heard if you get a shifter stop, that will help it. But see here, you can see a little bit of slop there. I push it up, and it just kind of settles back into what looks like neutral, which gets kind of confusing. But a shifter stop should fix that right up. Alright, let's go ahead and take this guy for a spin. So we've got good visibility in here all around. Really not too bad. Standard sedan. The bite point in here is all the way at the top. The clutch is pretty light. It's definitely on the lighter side. We are running on premium fuel, 16 miles per gallon city, 22 highway, which is not the best. We're kind of in like muscle car territory there. But not everybody can get away with having a muscle car. Having 4 doors and 4 seats is definitely a huge advantage of this car. And if you're in the New England area, especially, or anywhere where there's any kind of weather, and you want all-wheel drive, and you want some kind of power, and you want a stick, you probably considered this. This is probably on your list. Because it's really the only new option out there. Other than this, you maybe have the Golf R, which took a hiatus for a couple years, or you're getting something a little bit older, like Focus RS, or even a BMW. BMW has a few, but you're in a whole different price bracket there. Here with the base model, we're at $27,500 MSRP. You're up at $30,000 if you want the premium, and $32,000 if you want the limited edition. So it's not cheap, but it's right around the other kind of sporty type cars. Right around that $30,000 range. Does put down power pretty well, right around 3,300 pounds, so it's on the heavier side, but it does have that all-wheel drive system, so you kind of expect some weight there. But again, with 258 pound-feet of torque, 268 horsepower, you're still getting up to speed okay. You're not really too concerned there, especially for just a daily kind of commute. People complain about rev hang. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, there's some rev hang for sure, but not awful, but it's there. One thing that's nice, if you upgrade to the limited trim, or if you upgrade to the premium trim or limited, you do get the all-weather package, which gives you the heated seats and the heated mirrors as well, which is nice, and the de-icer, the fog plates, as I mentioned. You also get the different driving modes. You get the intelligent, sport, and SI drive, which is nice to have. You get eyesight, driver assist features like lane departure, pre-collision, post-collision, or pre-collision throttle. Actually, it will adjust your throttle pre-collision. Adaptive cruise, lane departure, stuff like that is all standard on the premium trim now as of this year. But like I said, you have to get the limited if you want the LED responsive lights that actually track with you as you turn the steering wheel, which is a really nice feature at night or in low visibility. And I think it'd be nice to get the Harman Kardon sound system, just because I'm a big music fan. But you have to get the limited, and you have to add $2,100 on top of that. Now, if you get the premium and the limited, you also get the power moonroof, which is nice. This one does not have any moonroof, and you also get the option of a CVT in those which I hope no one chooses, because a WRX should not have a CVT in it. It needs a manual. This is probably the only car I know of that actually comes with an automatic option that has a very, very low take rate in the automatic. I know the new Porsche GT3 has it was like a 70% take rate on the manuals, but these it's like a 10% or something on the auto. So 90% manual, which is pretty impressive. I don't think they should ever put a CVT in an enthusiast car, in a sporty car like this, but that's obviously not up to me. Let's go ahead and get off here so I can actually have some room to drive. Alright, so we've got no issues with power. Do get that turbo spool, need a little bit of turbo lag there, to be expected. We have electric power steering. You have to get the STI if you want the hydraulic, though we'll see what they do for the next generation. But the electric power steering is on the numb side, as with a lot of electric power steering, but it gets the job done. It is speed sensing, so as you get faster, the steering starts to feel a little bit tighter, a little heavier. Now the all-wheel drive system does seem to affect the turn radius. When I looked it up, the numbers actually is around 18 feet for the turning radius, which looks actually pretty standard. But with the all-wheel drive system, for some reason it just makes it feel like it's really, really wide. I don't know what that's about. It does handle the body roll well, though, for those hard turns, I find. And really where this car shines is when you're off-road, like light off-road and gravel and dirt roads and stuff. And it's really pretty nice out here in New England. I know a lot of people go after the all-wheel drive system, especially for the winter. It is important to note that the winter also, if you're driving in the winter, you should definitely have winter tires as well as all-wheel drive. The steering gets really going through that turn, you really don't feel much of anything. It gets the power through, it gets you where you point and shoot, but you don't really feel anything in the tires, which is a little disappointing. And there have been a few times here I start going at a stoplight. Yeah, let's go now. It's just that first gear is so vague. Other than that, though, the track is nice and tight. It's just that first gear needs that shifter stop bad. So this is just a bit of a short test drive, but you can get a feel for it. The first time I drove one of these, it was actually a used one, and the clutch was trashed. It was like no feeling 3/4 of the way down, and then it got super rubbery. The guy that was trying to sell me the car told me, oh yeah, that's just how they feel. I'm happy to report that that is not at all how they feel. It is definitely a light clutch, and it is a little bit big, but the bite point is up at the top. Overall, all-wheel drive, turbo, manual, 4 doors. This could be a family car. It could be a car you pile your friends in. A car you do aftermarket updates to. All kinds of aftermarket support exists for it. The ride it's bumpy. It's not the most comfortable ride, but for something sporty, for something you kind of expect a bit of stiffness, it's really not too bad. You know, you could put your kids in the back, you could pile your friends in, you could go have a good time with it. You could go use it as a grocery getter, use it as a fun car, use it as your winter beater. I don't have 30 grand to spend on a winter beater, but for a year-round car, I could spend 30 grand on something like this and I'd be perfectly happy, as long as I got that shifter stop, and I'd probably get the upgraded seats. Oh yeah, bumps are getting rough, but it's alright. You can see that turbo lag there. And there's the rev hang. This one, you do have the pull collar here. I can't reverse. Backup screen is a little small, but it's perfectly fine. You got the lines, which is nice. The lines don't move with, they stay straight, but totally fine.